Good day, everyone. Welcome to Pen Security. On today's content, we'll be talking about subnetting Class C IP addresses. This is content under CCNA. So, on the next slide, what is the meaning of subnetting? Subnetting is a way to break down a large network into smaller, more manageable pieces called subnets. Let's think about it this way. It's just like dividing a large apartment building into individual apartments. Each apartment or subnet has its own address, making it easier to manage and more efficient to use resources. Let's take, for example, in a big school where you have different departments, they will need to have different IP addresses so the network can be manageable and understandable. Here is a simple example in a layman term. Imagine you have a big box of Lego bricks. If you dump them all out, it's hard to find the specific pieces you need. But if you separate the bricks by color, it's much easier to find what you are looking for. Subnetting works in a similar way. Instead of having a one huge disorganized network, you divide it into smaller organized sections. This helps improve network performance and security. In technical terms, subnetting involves dividing an IP address range into multiple smaller ranges. Each subnet functions as a smaller network within the larger one, allowing for better traffic management and easier troubleshooting. Let's take, for example, a system or network is being hacked. If you just have one IP address, the whole server will shut down because you are working on one IP addresses. But when the IP addresses are different, you'll be able to get where the threat is coming from. For example, you know that, this IP address is getting alert from the IT department, then you know you shut down that server immediately. This is how the subnetting works. So in the next slide, we'll be talking about how you subnet. We'll be working on the Class C IP addresses. So first and foremost, we need to get our IP address 192.168.11.0. We should look at it closely. This is a Class C IP address and it's used for small network. Then we'll count the bits. Since it's an IPv4 address, we know it will be 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we'll calculate the subnets. For the subnets, we'll say 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and 256. So these are the subnets we have, because for Class C IP address you can only use 254 available IP addresses. Then since we've gotten that, we'll state our binary as well. Our binary base will be 128, 64, 32, 16, 16, then we have 8, we have 4, we have 2, and we have 1. This is where we'll do the conversion. So let's start. We'll start by naming it steps. So we'll say step 1. Step 1, we already know our IP address. IP address is 192.168.11.0. Step 2, we state the class. The class is C. Class is C. Then for the next step, step 3, we'll write the default subnet mask. So default subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. So this is the default subnet mask. Now, step 4, we convert this subnet mask to binary, the last one, because we're working on this last one. Because whenever you want to work on a subnet mask, you start from the one at the extreme end by the right side. So we'll convert to binary. So we say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And the last will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is 255.255.255.0 in binary format. So step 5, we scan the table for the requirement. That is step 5. Scan table for the requirement. So for example, we are working on just 3 subnets. So we're working on just 3 subnets. So since we're working on 3 subnets, we'll look at the closest one to the subnet. We have 1 bit, 2 bits. So you can see 4 subnets is closer to the 2 bits. So we'll come here and say step 6, 255. So we say after scanning, I keep making error. After scanning the table, two bits is closer to the 3 subnets under the 4 subnet table. So this is the table we're working on. This table is what we're working on. Let me make it bold. So this is the table we're working on, 2 and 4. So after getting that, we do the conversion. So to do the conversion, we say we state this one as remove 2 ones from these zeros. From these zeros, remove 2 ones. Let me highlight it red. So remove 2 ones from this 0. So step 7, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you can see this is our new subnet mask because we are removing, let me highlight it, we are removing 2 ones from this 0. Then we want to convert back to binary. Say step, oh sorry, let me remove it from a colored. It has to be plain black. So black. So step 8, converting back to binary, from binary to decimal. We already know 1111 is 255. So say 255.255.255 dots. Now for us to convert back to binary without going to the website, we just put it here. 1 1, then 0 0 0 0 0 0. Automatically, this is what it is in binary. So for us to get our last number, we just say 128 plus 64, and 128 plus 64 will give us 192. 192. So automatically, this is our new subnet mask. So our new subnet mask is 192. This is our new subnet mask. So 192 is our new subnet mask. Now, since we've gotten our new subnet mask, let's calculate for our different subnets. So for us to get the different subnets, we'll create a table, and the table will state the subnet ID, the first usable IP address, and the last usable IP address, and also the broadcast list. So that means we'll be having the subnet ID, the first usable IP address, the last usable IP address, and the broadcast. So it will be 5 columns, and since it will be 3, it will be on 3 subnets, so it will be 5 columns and 4 rows. So insert table, 5 columns and 4 rows. Okay, so here will be our subnet ID, first IP, last IP, and broadcast. So this will be our subnet 1. Subnet 1 will be our default, our first usable IP address, 192.168.11. So say 192.168.11.0. So this is our first usable IP address. I think I have to reduce it so it should be more fitting. So let's put it this way. Then the first IP address. So this particular one will be our, we'll call it network ID. Whenever I start with 0, it's called a network ID. So now let's state the first usable IP address, which is often called the gateway, IP gateway. So it'll be 192.168.11.1. So this is the first usable IP address, and the last usable IP address will be, let's not state this first. I think this should be the last. Let me reduce it. I think this is still too much. Yes, I think it's better like this. Then we'll make it bold. So yeah. So let's not go for the last usable IP address first. Let me reduce this as well. So 12. Make it bold. Yeah. So subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3. We're working on just 3 subnets. Make it bold and reduce it to 12. That should do. So now for us to get the next subnet, we'll come back here. Since this stopped at 64, we just add 64 to this 0 to get our next subnet. So it will be 192.168.11.64. That will be our next subnet. Then to get the last subnet, to say 64 plus this same 64 again. You come and say 192.168.11.64 plus 64 will be 128. So that is our IP address range. Then since we've gotten it, for us to get the first usable IP address, 64, it will be the default network ID, so you can't use it. It will now be 192.168.11.65. Same goes to this 192.168.11.129. That will be the first one is the last one, then the last usable IP address broadcast. I'm just going to state the last one. So let's say now, since we know 64 is the next subnet, so we can categorically connect it that 192.168.11.62 is our last usable IP address, and 192.168.11.63 will be our broadcast address. So this whole subnet now is completed. Then let's go to the next subnet. So we know that 129 is our last IP address for this, and this one started from 128. So automatically this will be 192.168.11.126. So that will be our IP address 126. Then the last, which is the broadcast address, will be 192.168.11.127. This will be your broadcast address. Then finally, let's go to the last subnet, which will be 192.168.111.190. That's what it's gonna be. Then the broadcast address will be 192.168.11.191. Finally, we've been able to get our subnet mask without even using the calculator. So this is how you calculate your subnet. You do your subnetting without the use of calculator, maybe in your exam or anything. This is how you calculate the subnet and the class C IP addresses without using the calculator or even using the internet, and it's correct. I can see it's very, very easy. You just have to understand the binary method and the logic behind it. So on our next slide, we'll be talking about, we'll be using this particular subnet to do a practical example on the Cisco packet tracer network. So this will take us to the final page of our slides. Thanks for always watching our videos. You can always comment, like, and share. Share this video to your friends that are interested in networking, interested in cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is all about networking. So I'll be dropping more of this networking concept for this summer. Thanks for watching.